Welcome back to Creator Side Income. I'm Tyler, and today we're going to talk about the state of the Amazon Influencer Program. It's August 2024, and I was looking at some data this morning, and some of it was disheartening. So I went back through all my spreadsheets, I watched some old videos from the archives, I took some notes, I made some comparisons, and I have a lot of things that I want to share with you. Some of it's going to be disheartening, some of it might be encouraging, but whether you're a beginner or a seasoned influencer, I think there's a lot in this video that we want to get into and dissect. So I actually took notes. I'm going to pull those up here on a split screen, and we'll go through them a little at a time. I'm just going to unhighlight, kind of like a lot of people do with their earnings reports. We're going to actually just do this for our notes, and we'll see how it works. All right, so the first thing I have here is, I did two. That's all right. We'll talk about both of them. New changes to the Amazon Influencer Program. So if you're unaware, there's now badges on the Influencer Program. And if you've done a lot of shipped item revenue, you're probably at the top tier, Platinum. If you're just starting out, you might be at the bronze tier or whatever, but you can work your way up. And if you want to know what those things are, just search on Google for Amazon Influencer Badges. You probably got an email about it. It's now displayed on your storefront page, so it actually shows you a badge and you can click Learn More there. I'm not going to dig all the way into it and show you all the benefits because right now it's kind of yet to be seen. Basically, if you're at the high, so I'm at the highest badge, I'm a Platinum, and almost double the number of points you need to be Platinum. So I guess us experienced reviewers just were put there because we have a lot of shipped item revenue. But as far as the actual benefits, it looked minimal to me. It's like early access to being able to shop and spend more money on Amazon, which I don't know if that's really a benefit unless I want to spend a lot of money on Amazon. A possibility for invites for incentives, a possibility for invites for Amazon events, so those would be great. I'd love to be invited to those things. And we're going to talk about incentives more here in a minute. But right now, I just don't see a lot of value in the badge system. I hope that changes. I hope it really is a boon for those of us who have worked hard at this program, who have hundreds or thousands of reviews. But right now, I'm not seeing a huge benefit. My second note was that the Amazon Influencer Program continues to use incentives. Now, that might be great if you're new, and I've certainly benefited from incentives. Sometimes you just say, yes, I want to be part of this incentive, and then you do the same thing you normally do, but you get a bonus of $100, $200, even $1,000 because you have great sales. That's great, but what I have found with these incentive programs, I hope they don't do what they did this time last year, was the this or that program, and they gave a lot of people money to make really crappy videos comparing products, and a few people were able to really cash in on that and make $5,000, $10,000 in a month, and it was great for that time. But what the result was a lot of really bad videos that weren't as helpful on Amazon, and it got a lot of new people into the program, and which is saturating the market. And for me, that's bad. Obviously, it's great for new people, but for someone who's been at this game for a while, I don't like the incentive programs typically because in the long run, I feel like they actually hurt earnings for the people who are working hard. So a little bummed about that. Let's see what else we've got here. All right, the next thing. Amazon Influencer Program now has a Creator Connections program, a way of getting free products. It was invite only, but I believe they're going into everyone can be part of this program. Again, you can Google Creator Connections if you want to get involved in that. And for me with the Creator Connections program, what I've found is I do search through there from time to time, and I sign up for the things that I've already reviewed because then you can just get a higher commission on the things that you've reviewed. And that has helped me increase my earnings by not a lot, but by maybe $100 or $200 a month for the last few months. I've done a little bit more with it in the last few weeks, and I'm making sure that I'm tagging my YouTube videos as well as my Amazon videos. And then when I get sales, and these are sales offsite, but when those happen, you get a higher commission. and it has made a difference for me. And so, not a significant difference. I don't know if it's been worth the time that I put into it, but I'm continuing to experiment with it. This last note here, my best guess, there are 3 times more influencers in the program. I would say 3 to 4 times from where we were a year ago, and I'm going to get into the data on that, on why I make that claim. Let me just show you the rest of my notes here for this first little section. The last 4 days, and this is why I'm making this video, my last 4-day period is the worst that I've had in over a year. I've been under $100 a day in earnings every day for the last 4 days. And so then I hurried and compared it to the previous 4 days to where we were a year ago. I watched some old videos, and I actually found some encouraging information and then some very discouraging. My translation, just looking at where we're at, is now's the worst time to be an Amazon influencer as far as saturation of the market, the amount of money you'll get paid per video that you create. It's worse than ever before. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's worse than ever before. So for those of you who are thinking about getting into the program, or maybe you're in a position like me where you're like, should I continue to work as hard as I have in the program, or should I just be happy with any passive income I get and kind of stop making videos? I hope this data will help you with those decisions. So first, let's look at these last 4 days. As I mentioned, they haven't been great. So I have almost 2,000 videos now, 2,800 clicks. So that's about 700 clicks a day, 315 shipped items. So under 100, about 70 to 80 or 90 shipped items a day. A pretty good return rate as far as percent of shipped items with returns. My conversion rate at 11% is definitely lower than it was in good times. I think over the long haul on Amazon, I average about 14%. So it's down a little bit, but I don't know if that's significant. And then my earnings for 4 days, $280, which averages out to $70 a day. That's not great. Although, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be ungrateful. $70 extra a day for doing a few hours a week on the side, I think that's amazing. It's still a great return on investment. It's just lower than it has been. All right, so let's compare that to the 4 days before that, because maybe it was just 4 bad days. And this is really, really interesting. You're going to like this. All right. Almost the exact same number of clicks. Almost the exact same number of shipped items. Similar on returns. Almost the exact same conversion rate. The only difference was what was shipping. So in the last 4 days, haven't had a lot of big ticket items ship out. And so my earnings dropped. I'm still getting, 70 shipped items a day. And the previous 4 days, I was getting about 70 shipped items a day. But my earnings are about half of what they were. And anytime you look at a single day or even a single week, you're going to see these kinds of differences, because people buy different products at different times, or maybe it's just an anomaly. Maybe you're just having a bad day. But it's really helpful, I think, to make these kinds of comparisons. So that made me feel a little bit better. It's frustrating to have 4 bad days in a row, but even in the week together, when you put it together, it's not so bad. In fact, let's look at the entire week here. So for a week, I've made over $100 a day on average, which is great. $870 at 11% conversion rate, having about 700 clicks a day, and that's been pretty consistent for the last several months. So to continue to make over $100 a day, that's pretty great. But this gets interesting. Let's look at what was happening a year ago, and let's just take this one at a time here. All right. Can I do that? All right. So a year ago, I had less than half the videos I have now. So you would expect, if all things were even, my clicks would double, my shipped items would double, my returns would double. My conversion rate hopefully is about the same. Let's actually look at that. So if we look just at that, I can't. I'm having a hard time just selecting the single box. Let's see if I got it there. Trying a new format here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But look, you see, this time a year ago, my conversion rate was actually really similar. So all things even, if the program was doing about the same as it was a year ago, we'd expect all these things to be 1/2 of what they are now because I have double the videos now. So the clicks we'd expect to be about half of 5,700. So we'd expect about 2,500. And dun da da da, great reveal. That's not the case. I actually had more clicks with less than half the videos a year ago. So what we can take from that is there's probably at least twice as many people in the program, or maybe there's half as many video slots, or maybe I'm just picking worse videos, but I know that's not the case. My video selection is actually better now. So what that really tells us is there's more people in the program and it's harder to rank for videos. For shipped item revenue, we're going to see a similar thing here. I can actually just open up all the rest of this and we can talk about it. The shipped item revenue has gone down significantly. So if you say, well, look, it's a lot more, and when we look at the earnings, almost double the earnings for half the videos, that means really we're looking at a 3 to 4 times reduction in earnings right now, or a 3 to 4 times increase in the number of people on platform or the ability to make money. So that can be really, really discouraging. Knowing that if you'd just done this a year ago, that you could be much better off because there's 4 times the competition today than there was a year ago. However, look at those earnings. I still made almost $1,000 in a week on this program. So even with a lot of competition and having to continue to work, I haven't just taken the last year off. I've continued to create videos, which is why I've doubled the number of videos I have. But if you're willing to work hard, you can make money in this program, and you can make good money. For a lot of people, that's a livable wage to make $1,000 a week. So here's some of my takeaways. Let me reveal those. And these are going to be similar to what we've been talking about. The only difference in the last 4 days and the previous 4 days was the cost of the items. We already talked about that. Twice as many videos and half the earnings, we can say it's 4 times harder. So again, recap, we already talked about that. Now here's one last thing before we wrap up today. I went back and looked at videos that I created about the Amazon Earnings or Amazon Influencer Program from a year ago. And there were actually a lot of videos towards the end of the summer and into the fall that talked about the roller coaster, the Amazon Influencer roller coaster, and how it was the worst time ever to be an Amazon influencer. And then things got really good for a while, and then it was the worst time ever. And I thought, how interesting now, a year later, that we're going through some of these same challenges. If you're new to the program, you might be freaking out. Why are earnings so low? Why are they so bad right now? And they can change really quickly. We saw over Prime Day, things went up for a few days and then they dropped right back down. Last September into October was really horrible. Last May, so a year ago, May was really horrible, and into June. And so what we're seeing is Amazon continues to tinker around. So as I watched these videos, I took notes on kind of just observations from a year ago till now, and I want to just recap those really quickly. I decided, so a year ago was the worst time ever to be at Amazon influencer. If now's still the worst time, what we're seeing is there's continuing to be more competition. There's continuing to be more challenges in getting earnings. It's not as easy as it used to be. That being said, you can still make good money as an Amazon influencer. So what I did during the bad times a year ago was I doubled down. I made more videos. I also branched out and I started going to Airbnbs, trips we were scheduling anyways, but I'd strategically look for Airbnbs where I thought I could review products. I started doing that. In the fall, looking forward to Q4, I thought, let's take a risk and let's buy some products specifically for the holidays and for the fall that are things that we wanted, but that would do well on Amazon Influencer, that didn't have videos created for them already, or maybe not very many videos, that were best-selling products or trending products that we thought would do well over the holidays. Now that experiment was a huge success. Almost every product that I bought on purpose this time last year at least made their money back in earnings over the next few months with the holidays coming up. And many of them 10x'd those earnings. And so the result was Q4 was incredible for me. I made over $10,000 last December, and the earnings were really, really good. So now I find myself in that similar position now where it's the worst time ever to be an Amazon influencer right now. But I'm thinking, let's make more videos. Let's make some purchases for the fall and for the holidays that are going to be strategic, that I think I can rank for. And we did just do that. And so a lot of the new videos that I'm posting now are holiday type items and gifts that I want to give to my children or things that I want to give to my students. And so I just plunked out even more than I did a year ago, making purchases. Now, if history is a teacher for us, I probably won't make as much money this Q4 as I did last quarter, even though I'm being strategic, even though I have a lot more videos. But if I could get a bump from where I am now, making $3,000 to $4,000 a month, if I can roughly double that like I did last year, then we're looking at $6,000 to $8,000 a month in November, December. That would more than warrant the purchases that I'm making now and give us a little extra. And then the real challenge is, what do you do with your earnings? And I haven't made very many videos about that, but I do want to just give this little bit of advice. This is a program that does seem to be on the decline for Amazon influencers. If you want to live a happy life, live within your means. Don't spend more money than you have. Don't put all your money back into the program. Be strategic in creating streams of passive income for yourself. And that might be stocks, that might be real estate, that might be other things that trickle back to you. Even a YouTube channel can be a passive stream of income. If you're spending time and money creating videos, but those videos will rank and continue to get views for you time after time, that might be a good use of your time. And so as I look at where we are now compared to where we were a year ago, what's encouraging to me is, can I make a few extra $1,000 each month that I can put into other streams, other investments, so that those will compound for me and I'll start to get a better monthly return on my investments. I'm young, but I'm really close to being completely financially independent because we have those investments that are paying us every month. And so I want to continue to put money into those pots. We'll talk about this more in the future with some dedicated videos, but I just wanted to put that out there. Now is a great time to be an Amazon influencer, but it's also the worst time to be an Amazon influencer. As always, I want to know in the comments, what has been your experience? How are you feeling right now? Are you seeing the same kinds of trends that I'm seeing? Or if you've seen something different, why do you think you're seeing something different? I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. Not a lot of subscribers on this channel, but obviously those of you who have watched all the way to the end here, you're invested, you're making some decisions right now, and I'd love to know what you're looking at. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and drop those as well, and I'll put another video out to you again soon. Bye-bye.